So David, do you speak in tongues?
Yes, or you could say I pray in tongues, also known as praying in the Spirit. But not as much as the Apostle Paul. He said he prayed in tongues more than us all.
What is speaking in tongues?
Well, tongues means languages. It's the biblical term for when the Holy Spirit fell upon 120 followers of Jesus Christ after he had risen from the dead and ascended into heaven. Those disciples of Christ were gathered in an upper room in Jerusalem praying. And after a sound like a rushing wind, the Holy Spirit fell on them in a vision that looked like tongues of fire landing on each of them. They all went out and preached the wonderful works of God in languages they had not learned, but that could be understood by the throngs of fellow Jews that were visiting Jerusalem at the time from other countries. Later, that same phenomenon happened when the Holy Spirit descended upon new believers, also as a sign to others that God was welcoming even non-Jews into this new group of people following Jesus as the foretold Messiah, or Christ. Along with speaking in tongues, other amazing signs and wonders happened, like miraculous healings, prophetic words, and words of knowledge that reveal the secrets of men's hearts, special gifts of faith, gifts of interpreting prayers in languages that no one around understands. It's all there in the Bible in the 2nd chapter of Acts and in 1 Corinthians 12, 13, and 14. Many Christian denominations today worship with these gifts to this day. Christians also use a verse from Isaiah chapter 11 to define gifts of the Holy Spirit. And other letters of Paul refer to different gifts of the Holy Spirit. They're all manifestations of the Holy Spirit living in his people, showing the world that God is active among his people. We need the Holy Spirit. We can't do anything without him. I play a piece called La Campanella by Franz Liszt. It's a piano piece based on a violin piece by the same name by Paganini. The name means little bell. And since bells always have had something to do with church, I thought I might work the piece into this program, but I wasn't sure how. Then I came across a biblical passage in Exodus where God is telling Moses how to make the robe for the high priest to wear when ministering to the children of Israel. The hem of the robe was to have a small ornamental pomegranate alternating with a small ornamental golden bell all around the hem. I came to learn that this represented the fruit of the Holy Spirit and the gifts of the Holy Spirit. The bells would ring and assure that the people knew that their priest was actively ministering for them. Today, Jesus Christ is our high priest, and the gifts of the Holy Spirit today assure us that God is living and working among us as we see the signs and wonders that follow those who believe all around the world today.
Amen.